Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Goodcast Show. So today I am talking to someone who I'm a huge fan of. I've been following his videos on TikTok for a while. He's quite a mysterious figure. There's nothing much on him online, but if you get to know him, he has a very, very interesting background. He's been prison mates with our current Prime Minister, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim. He's received a royal pardon, which I really want to get into. He's a very, very opinionated political commentator. Please welcome Mr. Devarase Rengasamy. How are you, sir?
Fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
We were having a very nice conversation earlier, and I think I would like to know quite a lot of stuff that you've been sharing.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, people who follow you on TikTok, they know you for your very strong commentator. Your social commentating of all of our politicians, especially our Indian politicians. But who is the man behind the camera? Who is Mr. Devarase Rengasamy behind the sunglasses?
Well, I have my own style.
Oh, yes.
I wear my glasses
Yeah.
because I lost one of my eye in an incident.
Okay.
You can have a look. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And it's simple. I'm blind, one eye, but there are people with two eyes. Still, they are blind.
They're blind. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And in politics, I did follow politics from 1969, and I've been in a political party just for 7 months.
Okay.
The reason I left is because there was a youth president election or something. I noticed voting is not the matter, but the counting. I just closed shop.
Okay. Because the way they count the votes is different.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying, in an election, voting is not a matter, but the counting.
The counting is the matter. Yes. We've experienced that with the blackouts and all that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you also have 9 children, you were telling me.
Yes.
Please share some fatherly advice to the new fathers out there.
I should say, you can have as many children as possible, but can you afford it?
Okay.
Afford it. Always give them the positive view. You can make negative into positive. So give them the negative positive view and don't force them to study. Teach them studies must be interesting. Once they get interested, they will study well. Okay, and don't force them. As far as ambition is concerned, don't force them. And one thing, never take bribe and feed your children. Never.
Okay.
In my life, I've never taken bribe. I've never given bribe. So that's why still today I'm very strong and I have a very successful family. And currently I lost my wife. Now I'm an eligible bachelor.
Okay. To all the women out there, Mr. Devarase is out in the market. Okay. Now, one thing about you, I was going through your social media. You are somebody who is very, very. You seem to be the kind of person who lives life on your own terms. You do not apologize for anything that you say or do. You're very confident about yourself. What are some of the life mantras that you live by that have made you the man you are today?
I should say, you be on your own. Don't imitate other characters. What you feel right, put it right. What is wrong, tender your apology. Man made mistakes, and we can realize it's a mistake. You see, I did a bad thing, and at the pleasure of the Yang Dipertonakong, at the pleasure of the Baginda Sultan, I was pardoned. And, we have to remorse and lead our life perfectly, Mistake done by anybody, you see. So that's right. And another thing is that exercise. I was in the civil engineering side. The construction industry, exercising. And your attire, your dressing must be smart. You might ask me, I normally I wear branded, The reason is that you pay peanut, you get monkey.
You pay peanut, you get monkey. I love that.
No,
I love that.
when you buy a branded, it's expensive, but comfortable and durability.
Yes.
The durability,
Yes.
That's
It also makes you feel good.
Feel good, feel stylish, and durability. It lasts longer.
I like that. That is that's going to be the tagline for this interview. You pay peanut, you get a monkey. I love that. Now, one thing I want to speak to you about is you were talking about, in one of your videos, you mentioned you shared a prison. You were in Sungai Buloh prison together with Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim. And you've also mentioned that you were pardoned by the Sultan. And you also mentioned to me that you have written to Anwar Ibrahim I think about 7 letters.
Actually, 7 to 11. I don't remember.
7 to 11 letters. Okay, we'll say 11 letters.
Okay.
So I have a few questions. Firstly, how did you get into prison? Number 2 is, how's it like? How was being the same prison as Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim like?
No, actually, I was found guilty under Section 302, mandatory death sentence.
You were given a mandatory death sentence.
Yes. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay. Wow.
And then our Dato Sri used to come into our blog, Voice Prayer. And I wanted to actually convey something to him. And actually, I used to sneak, get some papers, And I gave him the first letter. I mean, churi, like call it, because he read it and then he smiled at me. And then next day I give him, and then I touch on certain subject to him, like data, GLC companies, Why the government is funding like Formula One, it's a minus, And certain GLC company I wrote to him, and then, in fact, I in one letter I wrote to him, in case you become a prime minister, put these temples and other thing under the one ministry, where and every penny, even a single cent, collection must come under the treasury, And I wrote to him about politics and everything, and that's it. After that, when I was out, I was actually freed on 7th of January 2021.
Okay.
And I enjoy my freedom now.
Yes, of course.
I'm a good boy.
Yes, a good boy. Yes. Now, let's get into politics now.
Okay.
I've been waiting to do this. Now, you mentioned earlier about how voting is different, counting is different.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that you were part of MIC, if I'm not mistaken, in one of your videos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
No,
We don't know. We don't know which party. We don't know.
We don't know.
Now, let's talk about politics now from a third party perspective. Now, since 2008, we've seen that Indian voters have opted to vote for multiracial parties as opposed to their own racial party, whether it's MIC, whether it's Hindra, whether it's Makal Shakti or whoever. They have opted to vote for other races to represent themselves. Why do you think this has happened, that Indian voters prefer a different race to represent them besides their own?
You see, at this angle, you have to think it very wisely, okay? Now we have 222 parliamentary states. The candidate who wins, the vote is not from one particular race. It's more than one race.
Correct.
So basically, it's multiracial, right?
Yes, of course, yes.
Why not we take multiracial than racial? All this while, we just count any vote. I mean, any parliament member, they win with more than one race. So let's welcome the multiracial. I mean, racial is, rather I call it a segregation. And you're within your circle. And I think it's high time for us, for our younger generation.
No, but that's fair, sir. But also you have to, if you compare with the Chinese community, they are very open and very about their commitment to always vote for DAP. Whenever it's a Chinese area, if DAP is there, most likely they will win. They even beat out MCA, right? Is it that Indians don't vote for Indian parties because Indian parties have over the years, over the decades, failed to represent us properly?
Yes, I should agree with you. You see, for example, I dislike this one of the main Indian political party. The day when that telecom share, 9 million went here. Since then, consciously, you robbed it. And you had to claim the leader, your representing. I can't take it, In fact, I saw that gentleman, that former president, and what?
I know. This happened. Now, so moving forward, speaking about Indian politics as well, now currently we see the Indian voter base is very vibrant.
Right.
With news of a new party, Urumai, formed by ex-DAP strongman YB Professor Ramasamy, and the resurgent Malaysian-Indian People's Party, MIPP, now currently being led by ex-MIC Youth Chief Mr. Punithan, YB Punithan. Now, do you think that this party switching is healthy for Malaysian politics, and what does it do for voter confidence?
From my point of view, I'm very disappointed with Professor Ramasamy. When you open that Urumai, he should have put in a red carpet welcome to everybody. But his concept is still the same. My enemy's enemy is my friend. No, my enemy is my friend. Go on to them, and we can form one party, Indian party. For your information, for the past 60 years, there are so many Indian party like IPF, and all of a sudden they form. None of them has stand in election on their own symbol. All this while we tumpang. When you tumpang, you put your demand, it will be thrown off. Correct. So what I'm trying to say here, emphasize rather, let Indians gather and then we form one party and make sure every Indian vote for the party. Whether we win or lose, that is out of the question. Once we get stronger and stronger, okay. I'm telling not necessarily on the 222 constitution. Wherever we have Indians like 10% above, we stand. We can lose, but let's fight. So when we keep on doing, the ruling government will talk term with us. They talk term. When they talk term with us, we can put the condition. What our demand. You see, now we are begging them. Please form one party. And let's show that the Indians are united.
Yes.
And we can be equivalent to DAP or the Gerakan, etc., etc., etc.
Okay. Now, one of the things in my research, I was before this interview, I was doing some research on Urumai and MIPP because I wanted to ask you this question, right? One thing that shocks me is that despite these two parties being very vocal about what is been done wrong to the Indian people, both of them do not even have a website to actually display what their plan is for the Indian people.
Yes.
So they have never said, okay, this is our 10-point plan, this is our whatever, this is how long we're going to take, this is what we're going to achieve for the Indian people. So, and if like, my thing is, instead of always telling us what the current administration is doing wrong, which we know very well, why don't show us what you can do? Why do you think they have not done this?
No, actually, now they are only showing the negative side of the government.
Yes.
Okay. What is Urumai? Urumai, you are supposed to say what our Urumai is, what our rights. So far, you have never come out in anything. What are the Urumai? What are the things? And
Correct.
what is your plan?
Correct.
I just ignore it. Because they keep on saying this will be bad, that will be bad, that
Exactly.
will be bad. And
They're not telling what they are going to do different.
What are you going to do for the people?
Exactly.
Right?
That never. In fact, to be fair, if all at least MIC have a website and they have somewhere at least they have something.
Something.
These guys keep coming and saying, "Oh, this flood not doing well. Anwar's not doing this. Anwar, what are you going to do?"
What you're going to do?
It's silly. Now, speaking of websites and all that, when you go to Makal Shakti's website, you will see pictures of, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dato Sri Zaid Hamidi, and there you can see also our ex-PM Najib there as well. When you go to Urumai's Facebook page, you will see videos of them wearing Pakatan Harapan colors. Okay, when you go to MIPP, you research, you find out that some of the members are connected with MIC or Bersatu and all these things. Now, it all looks very much like the Emperor's new clothes.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
It's new because you are telling me it's new. Now, my thing is, do you think that these leaders who come from the current machine are the answer for the Indian people, or does the answer lie in the face of a new candidate who does not come from these previous traditional political machines that are there?
Actually, if you ask me, I should be honest with you.
Yes.
Once, this Sodinathan, and he had the talent. I don't know where he went to. The next was former PPP member Burgia. These two guys still now, I believe, they had the talent to lead them. But you see, normally, when this type of people come up, the president will knock them down. This is happening everywhere. You see, like you talk about this Makal Sakti, and there are opportunities to me because I was one of the men behind the Indra movement.
Okay.
And I was mostly doing the funding. At that time, I was involved in 1.6 mega, 1.5 million mega project, and I didn't have the time. In fact, just for their movement, I sent even money for mobile toilet and refreshment. Where the money went, I don't know. Okay, we don't talk about. But no, what I'm quite irritated here. We fought against and we demonstrated against a government, a party, and you joined the party. Are you a man of principle? I don't like people without principle. No. You see, I'm a fan of Saddam Hussein.
Oh, really?
Because till last, he never apologized.
Yes, never apologize. Yes.
We want a man of principle. Whether you're in the wrong, you're right, you stick to what you say. That is what you want. Don't jump here, don't as a politician, and practice like this.
That's what we want as well. Now, which is why actually I'm a big fan of Tun Samivelu. That's one thing about him that I really admire. He never apologizes for what he does.
Yes.
That's why I respect him. I've met him personally many times.
Yes.
He's a man, if that's who he is, that's who he is. You accept me who I am.
I'm this. Yes.
You accept me.
Yeah.
I won't apologize.
Oh, leave me.
Leave me.
That's it.
I remember when in the Malaysian parliament, how he stood up and said, "Saya tak takut lah." I love it. Now, let's come to current news now. Now, of course, the big, the big issue is the cabinet reshuffle. And the Indian community are up in arms, basically against the fact that there is no Tamil minister in our cabinet, right? Many people, even yourself, have come to the support of ministers like Gobind Singh, saying that he is an Indian. Whether or not he's Tamil is no, but he's an Indian. And some other people have come up and said, look, being a Punjabi means it doesn't mean that you're Indian or something like that. So there is a debate now going on. Now, do you think that we as voters should be more focused on the fact, or focus on the performance of these ministers and what they're going to do for us as opposed to the color of their skin?
You see, actually, the ministers are the lieutenant or the prime minister. The ministers are not our lieutenants. They give it the ministry. Any problem, we go to the ministry. Okay? A prime minister, if I'm the prime minister, I will definitely take those who can bring in progress and contribute to me. So the question of Tamil speaking there it doesn't arise. You should understand history. Tamil speaking, 97 million went here. Another one, 10 million telecom share went here. You want it to be, we might have seen they are not eligible. Right? So
that's why he chose.
We missed the opportunity, rather. We should say we missed the opportunity. Again, the ministers are the prime minister's lieutenant, not our lieutenant. You see, we have any problem like you see IC. Why we must go and say minister is the minister's job to issue IC? Ketua Kampung, yang Adun, your parliament member is your direct leader, not their prime minister and the minister. Now it's very funny. You have any problem, like IC or school or anything, most of them, they don't know even the Ketua Kampung's name.
Okay.
And they claim themselves politicians. I see nowadays, no, for first seat, particularly Indian, they talk on politics. What they know about politics? In the first place, you don't even know who is your Ketua Kampung. No, your Ketua Kampung come first, then the Adun, then the parliament member. See them first. Then only you refer to the ministry or anybody concerned. But straight away they want to jump up.
Go to minister.
There is a portfolio. See? That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, fair enough. So you're saying that you think that this is not an issue then?
Not an issue.
Not an issue.
No, I want somebody to work who can work for me and not work for you.
So that means Indian voters should not be upset about the fact that we don't have any Tamil speaking.
No. I mean, no. I see. No, these I tell you, actually, they're making an issue after for no issue.
Yes. They're popularizing it. Yes.
Just to get some likes and etc. No?
That's another point that I want to touch since you brought it up. One of the things, even now, the current big issue is the issue about the temple. The temple, I think, is in Santol. I think that the temple is. I'm not very well versed with that issue, so I don't want to talk about it. But what I want to say is that it seems that with Urume and now coming up and MIPP, the trend that they do is they tend to popularize a lot of non-issues. Like this election, this cabinet reshuffle is meant to steer the country in the right direction.
Yes.
It has not meant to play to racial sentiment.
Yes.
And I don't want that. To me, I want whatever reshuffle you do, make sure that the economy does well so I can earn my living and put rice on my table. I don't care whether there's an Indian there or not. As long as I'm earning money and putting food on my table, I'm happy.
Yes.
But do you think that that's the problem with our Indian politicians? That they jump at non-issues rather than focusing, for example, the lack of funding in Tamil schools, the lack of enrollment in Tamil schools and all that. Do you think that they rather focus on these small issues and make it trend because it's a trending topic as opposed to doing what is needed?
No, actually, these political parties, they have for Indians, they have these only two issues: Tamil school and temple. So we advise them also. They will come up with weird ideas, where you will be taken by surprise. So in this topic issue, I try to avoid myself because no point. Sometimes we talk to them. It's a matter of they won't accept the facts. They will put in argument, especially when they are on the losing side. They will put up the vulgar words and etc. So I just avoid this Tamil school and temple.
This type of topics.
This type of topic, I
okay.
Because this finish, another one will coop up.
Yes, that's true. That's always,
This
issues
affair.
always been there.
The daily affair already. So I'm immune to it. I just close my ears.
Yes, and don't listen.
Don't listen for me.
Okay. Now, I want to touch on Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, our current Prime Minister, PMX, who is someone that you support and you are a big, strong supporter of.
Yes.
Now, YB Ramasamy recently, in an article in Focus Malaysia, he stated that basically our PMX's reign, there is no reforms implemented for the Malaysian-Indian community. He basically says that any reform is more on the Madani economy as opposed to focusing on the Malaysian Indians. He also brought up that issue of where our Prime Minister brushed off that young Indian girl when she came up with that question of a quota system. Now, which basically I would like to get your opinion, the next question as well.
Okay.
How would you rate Prime Minister Anwar's performance with regards to what he's done for the Malaysian-Indian community?
I should say, you look the budget overall. like cocoon, and these mitras, there is everything. You have to look for it. But now our people, during my father's era, I tell you, we don't even get a single cent aid from the government. We lived, we did our university, we went educated. But now, this new generation, they want a
Spoon fed.
spoon fed. So you look into it where you go, So everything is there. Everything is there. And you must understand that, when Dr. Sri Anwar took over as the Prime Minister, we already have a 1.5 trillion loan. You must think of it, Actually, each every of us, we are in debt, nearly 47,000. A baby born, debt, she was 47,000. Like the other previous government, when Tun took over second time, it was 1.1. And within that period, 400 billion. Next also, you want, like Bantuan, the Prime Minister can take loan. No problem. But if anything goes wrong, we have to get the support of IMF. I tell you, if you borrow money from Along, you will just throw the red paint in front of your door. Once we take a loan from IMF, we all will be red men. No, you must, you see, at the country management and the home ministers, do you like your parent to borrow money from outside and feed you? Ask yourself first.
No.
Ask yourself what you did for your country. No? Don't ask what the country did for you. It's not appropriate. So give him some time, and since the day he came in, we have rice shortage. We have sugar shortage. And the war in Ukraine war, and the British exit from European Union, that effect is now coming up. No? So we just give him some time, just 1 year, and then there may be some recovery. But let's be patient. Let's be patient, and I hope because he has a good record as a finance minister. And I ask you one question: other than the Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, who can be the perfect Prime Minister? Name me.
I think the only one is Kari Jamaluddin. No one else. No one else. Because I think he's the only one who has the star power. He has the people's belief, people's support. Other than that, no one.
Yes, I've noticed.
Yeah. Maybe Vinod soon. Maybe 20 years.
Take a note.
Take a note.
Let him hear it.
No, but one thing about I think what you've said was true. I know that there are a lot of issues out there. There are a lot of political and geopolitical issues that the Prime Minister has to go through. Yeah. But my issue with him is when you go, not my issue with him, but I can understand why people are a bit frustrated with him, is that when you go campaigning and when you make promises to the Indian community, when you go get into power, you then must deliver your promises, right? One thing about Prime Minister Anwar, he cannot deny that one of the reasons why he is Prime Minister today is because of the Indian and Chinese vote. Without the Indian and Chinese vote, Pakatan Harapan will not be in power today. That is the fact. I think I think even most Malays until now still prefer Perikatan Nasional than Pakatan Harapan. So, but most of these promises have not been made. For example, I give an example. Even you made a video about it. This issue about matriculation seats. You said, and I completely agree with you, you said that matriculation is not even recognized in Singapore. But when Indians are not being given, Indian children are not being given opportunity when they do so well in their studies, when you see the level of poverty in Indians are still at a low rate, somebody has to be blamed for it. Who do you think should take the blame for that?
No, I should say you're looking at it from a different angle. So far, I see, the genius, the best result, they quietly go to the JPA scholarship. Do you know that? I don't think there's a quota system there. a lot of Indian guys, JPS scholars. You know, the genius, those who really qualify, get it. This is the average. The average are the one who are suffering now. I mean, they get the mark within here and there, and they couldn't get, they make it an issue. That's it. I see. You just refer. Now, 5 years record, you take and see GPS scholarship. The amount of Indians they got it. You know, I think, I think now in university also, 81. I think we have a non-Malays, non-Bumiputra. I think it's around 22%. No? Good enough already. You know, when our population is only 6.2, I think 6.3.
6.1,
Good enough already. You have to look it thoroughly in detail. You know, and some maybe one or two, no, unfortunate ones, but that shouldn't be an issue at all. You refer the data.
No, I understand, but I do also believe, and I want to get. I think let's go to the next question, because this is one of the. I mean, I have to ask this because I'm a follower of your TikTok channel, and this video that you made, I was like, this was a bit shocking. This was the issue about the girl who questioned Anwar about the quota system. Now, one thing you pointed out was that you corrected her question.
Yes.
You said she should have asked why not amend the constitution as opposed to ask that question. You also highlighted that a few people had jumped on this bandwagon and made more issue, a bigger issue about it. Now, it seems to me that because of your support and your belief in our Prime Minister, people like YB Prof. Ramasamy, he's wrong. Dato M. Saravanan, he's wrong. What's his name? YB Raya, he's wrong. You know, what's his name? Vaidya Mutri, he's wrong. But when it comes to Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, it's the person asking the question who is wrong. Now, person at your level who is a social commentator, where your voice actually means a lot to people. They listen to your voice. Don't you think your biasness is a disservice to the truth and ultimately a disservice to the greater good?
No, you see, I from my point of view, you know, that student should have, should have known Rukun Negara. Third principle of Rukun Negara is supremacy of the Constitution. Right?
Keluhuran perlembagaan.
Yes. Okay. So you must have a good respect, you know, for the Constitution. And I think Article 153, European, see, if she were to have, she would have been faithful to the Negara, she wouldn't have asked this question. You know, it contradicts. That's what I highlighted to her. It's rather she should have demanded or screamed, change the Constitution, do the amendment. Then that's the appropriate thing. Can you understand? We can demonstrate. No, change the Constitution, amend the Constitution, put this, put that. No, but we mustn't say that the existing Constitution is wrong. Can you understand? We have to respect the Constitution.
No, fair enough. I agree with you, but I do also believe that what she asked for, I mean, what you are sharing now is more like a semantic argument, because you're saying that instead of saying change the quota system, you should say change the Constitution. It's the same thing. It's ultimately it's the same thing. And what she was banging at was that she was telling that, you know, her friends who did very well did not get position in university and all that, were given courses that this is very common. Yes. This is very common, especially I've heard cases of it, right? Do you think? I mean, don't you think that she was not wrong to ask that? Because, and you know, I don't know whether you heard this saying by Saint Augustine, who said that an unjust rule is no rule at all.
Yes.
The rule of having quota system when at the price of the cream of the crop is not right, sir. Because what will eventually happen is either they will go into they although they are deserving, they are smart kids, they are good kids, we will lose them as part of our workforce, right? They will leave the country, they will go to brain, so that will contribute to our brain drain. Or another thing, they will go into a field whereby it's not their thing and they will eventually burn out and we will lose that potential of that student. So, do you think what she asked for is wrong?
I like to quote what Martin Luther King said.
Okay.
Injustice anyway is a threat to justice everywhere.
Okay.
Maybe it's an injustice. But actually, you must know what to speak, how to speak, and when to speak. You know, that's it. You know, you must know when to speak and how to speak. You know, and I think that student didn't do a homework properly, or rather, somebody would have put in that question.
Yeah, possibly. I also believe that. I also believe that. Somehow that was during the state elections.
Because you see, for example, I'm a civil side. When a practical student comes in, he did something wrong. I will just ask him, we are from which university? Because you are doing wrong. Same thing as your scholar dari mana. That means your school never taught you.
Okay.
Right? I used to ask my students. They can be from any university locally. I will just ask them, from which university are you from? Because such a blunder. That's it.
I do understand, but I think, I don't want to harp on this, and I just want to ask you this one question. I understand what you're saying, that you must ask things the right way, but opposition isn't always eloquent. And what I want to ask you is, do you think that sticking with this quota system is good for the young people?
No, actually, I mean, when the whole country, the whole people, let me tell you something, multiracial is unconstitutional.
Multiracial is unconstitutional?
Yes.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Not even in one part of the federal constitution, you have multiracial, not even one word. That means it's unconstitutional. But you see, Article 136 of the federal constitution, everybody are equal. All must be treated equally. Okay? That is automatically multiracial, right? No. So, what's the question? I just forgot.
No. I'm asking whether, do you think that, because you are asking about, whether or not, your point was that this girl did not do her research, did not ask the question. My point is that opposition isn't always eloquent. But what I'm asking is, forget about the way she asked the question. Is the quota system good for the youth of this country?
No. There will be a time when the country become multiracial, recognized multiracial, and everything, the best will get the best. You deserve. There will be a time. We have to wait for the time.
Okay.
Maybe the next generation, the other generation. That's what I say. In the first place, charity begin at home.
Begins at home.
In the home, let's be multiracial. And in the district, state to the federal. And don't teach the children to be isolated within the circle of race. That's bad.
I agree with you. 100%.
It. But definitely, one day, the quota system, everything won't be there. This will happen, provided we are broad-minded. Broad-minded.
Understood. So I want to get back to the, now let's talk about our leaders and the future. You mentioned about charity begins at home, and I completely agree with that. But let's talk about the future now. Currently, our Indian leaders, we have a new crop of Indian leaders, different from, I'm sure, decades ago. We have people like YB Raya, we have YB Prabhakaran, we have, new guys coming up. Currently, of course, we have Punnidan and all this coming up and all that. Do you think that these leaders are a signal that the Indian community is on the right path? Be honest, sir.
I'm just be honest. Actually, all of them are just like parrots.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So you have some nice lines.
I come back to you.
Yeah.
Even though Dr. Tun Samyolu was not a good person, he's a man of principle. These people are men of principle.
Mm.
No? I mean, have
I
you
agree
seen
with
them?
that, yeah.
Sometimes you see, sometimes what they talk in parliament differs from what they talk outside. And what they tell A, they tell B the other thing. Beautiful. I'm not pinpointing anybody. I've been closely checking and monitoring on them. I don't think they have any principle in the first place, really. And I hope a gentleman will come up. No, I don't want to get in politics anymore, but I hope there will be a gentleman like Sodinathan or like Murugiya. No?
So then I want to ask you that build up on that. So what is the difference between these two names that you mentioned compared to the leaders we have now?
You see, you call it, one thing you call it muka baru, new ideas, unique way of thinking, the way they're tackling the problem. Let it be, those guys have taken minor problem in a proper way, appropriate channel. So if they become leaders, they can tackle huge problem in a fantastic manner. I really can't recollect what now, but I studied that they had the potential. I don't know where they went to.
They disappeared.
Disappeared.
Yeah, we hope. I also hope we get a new leader, Indian leader who's really.
Till now, I don't think we have anybody.
Till now, no. Okay, sir. Now, speaking of Indian leaders and the lack of what we have just said, a lack of proper representation of the community. I have, sometimes I do meet a lot of people from Tekong Nasional and all that. I do meet them in my work and all that. And one of the things they have told me several times is that under the Tekong program, they have a scheme for Indians. But this scheme, where they give out loans to small businesses, Indian businesses, is underutilized every year. It's the only one they have that not many people come and apply for, although it's specifically for Indians. Do you think that sometimes we Indians forsake the power of taking matters into our own hands? Like if we have a business and has a bit of a track record, we don't go out there and apply for the loans or the programs available. Instead, we complain about the current leaders who have failed us, who we say have failed us multiple times. Don't you think that we should become more proactive instead of complaining? We create crowdfunding platforms where that fund Indian businesses, Indian social causes. If we have an issue with the placement of students in the current national education system, we set up our own universities, our own colleges that cater to the Indian students. Do you think that it's wise for us to take that route, seeing that how we believe, or many people have said that the current leadership has failed us?
No, you can start it perfectly, but some individuals, some unexpected characters will mess the thing up. This is what happened all this while. You just see from this micro holdings and LFC, all been, when they buy a property, they emphasize. But when they sell the property, they do it silently. And you get up, you see, tea estate gone. You see, if you organize like this, it would come one more issue. As I say, in the first place, we must have a very nice leader. A leader. I mean, not a Gandhi, something like Subhash Chandra Bose. Who must
very
have
strong,
very
man.
strong,
very
man.
strong man,
very strong man,
very strong man.
So then we talk about organizing this, because basically without a perfect man, it's simple, he will lose, and become another issue, Like you see the micro holdings, actually earlier they were supposed to invest in TV3. That's what I was told. At that time, TV3 about to come up. Now TV3, they have TV4, TV 6 after 9.
9, yeah.
But no investment done. And disposal chopstick and perfume tissue paper. This was supposed to be. That's what they informed me. They're opening this thing. But now disposal chopstick, somebody doing billions and billions of ringgit. And I don't know where the money went.
It just disappeared.
So we don't repeat. Let's get a perfect leader. And then You start,
So, because of you are a man who has lived for a long time. You've seen a lot of things, lah. You've seen MIC, and then you've seen all the new parties and the change in prime ministers and all that. What do you think are the qualities that this new leader should have, who will be fit to run the Indian people, to govern the Indian people?
You see, even now I tell you, I practice. Honesty is the best policy. They just have one, honesty. And another thing is that you mustn't be influenced by money. No doubt. With money, you would not know yourself. Without it, nobody would know you. But always make sure that you control the money. When the money control you, you're born to take bribe. And you will fail as a leader. Once you take bribe, gone. So we want somebody who's perfect. There will be a guy coming up. I believe, there will be somebody, something like Subhash Chandra Bose. Or, like, one of the guy whose name is, I got forgotten, the British put him in. The colors, what his name? I forgot the British, he was the union leader, Indian guy.
No, I can't remember.
I can't remember that one.
Yeah, in Malaysia.
Yeah, in Malaysia. So we need somebody like a strong man. So we had people, but talented. Sometimes talented come up. They just knock them down. No, they don't encourage. Fear of the seat. Next my seat will be gone. I better have my down.
Do you think that politics is the right way is the right channel to focus on when concerning our development as a community?
No, not necessary. You see, you just see like Tony Fernandez. Can you remember a dispatch clerk? He made him as a pilot.
Yes, correct.
Huh? Did he need a political? Was he a political?
I get what you mean.
No, politics is different. Politics is different. Politics is just only managing the nation. But individuals, can come up. The corporate chairmen, and certain people can come up and do like this. It's something very proud of, like what Tony did. Dispatch to a pilot. Very.
So, sir, we've come to almost the end of this chat. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, but I want to ask you a few last questions. What is your hope for the Madani government?
You see, Madani government. You see, what was on 2020? Where it went, we don't know. and then comes Satu Malaysia, gone. So
then Keluarga Malaysia, that also gone.
Time will judge. He can't do anything. The time will judge. We wait and see.
Yeah. Okay. Last question, sir. You're a man with you're a very interesting man. You've been through a lot in life, and you're a father, you're a family man, and all that. What's your advice to the Malaysian-Indian community?
Talk less, do more.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of this chat. I'll end on a perfect note. Talk less, do more. Please, thank you so much, sir, for coming on. Thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Wish you all the best. I know you have a lot of interesting business ventures coming up and all that. So wish you all the best there. And hope all the success to your family and to your children and to yourself. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. We'll be posting these videos up on Monday. So please stay tuned on my YouTube and TikTok channels and share your comments, likes. And as always, thank you for the support that you guys have been showing. And take care. Have Merry Christmas and enjoy your holidays. Take care. Bye.